You're Michael, a human-sized rat living in the city of Brisbane. You have an insatiable hunger for cheese. You're in your house when you hear a knock on the door. I'm gonna answer the door. The knocking is loud and clear as it rings out the house. Who's there, you ask? It's me, Michael, it's me, the voice says again. You open the door and see a woman in a red dress. It is your sister, Alison. Alison, you shout and run towards her. Do you have cheese? Yes, I have some cheese. You want some? She asks as you embrace her. You say, I really shouldn't. I've been off this stuff for a long time and it wouldn't do me any good to get hooked back onto it. Alright, that really helps you unwind after a stressful day of work. She rolls up a cheese blunt and begins to smoke it in full view of the neighborhood. So what have you been doing? She asks. Oh, just lurking around town, getting into fights, eating trash, eating quickly. I'm gonna ask for a cheese blunt. Alison hands you a strip of cheese and a blunt. You smoke the cheese. You start to feel a rush of pleasure as the smoke from the cheese fills your lungs. Your head begins to feel light as you lose control of your own. Oh god. Smoke the cheese. Alison notices your eyes start to water as a thin stream of snot emerges from your nose. You alright? She asks in a worried tone. We need more cheese, Alison. Alright, I'll be back. Alison goes in the house and returns with a large handful of cheese. Devour the cheese. You devour the cheese. You eat the cheese in the small, but you feel better than you have in days. You have a headache, but you can manage it. You say, Alison, we need to cook. Alright, she chuckles as she snaps her fingers. I have some steroids in my room upstairs that are used to help me study. I need to go get them. You set up a cheese lab in the basement. You place the now red and blue striped cheese into a beaker and begin to set up a makeshift lab. You realize creating a drug from the cheese will be extremely easy. You mix the hard cheese with milk to create a semi-liquid cheese substitute. So I will call this cheese Ricoque. You start selling the cheese in the black market. You recruit someone to help you sell the drug. Soon you have a regular product. It is easy to make, and you are able to produce large quantities due to the large amount of trash available throughout the city. You decide to call your drug the Cheese Empire. You recruit some people to work for you, but keep them under strict control, ensuring you get the best cut and more product. I am the big rat in charge of all small rats. You decide to start taking over other parts of the city, expanding your territory. You find as the streets are narrow, you can easily just push the others out of the way. So you're just steamrolling the competition out of the fucking park. You consume copious amounts of cheese. Over the next few years, you become incredibly fat and lazy. You never leave the house, just eat cheese all day, every day. One day you fall asleep in the afternoon and don't wake up. Now, you start to make a massive stockpile of cheese. You worry about the others trying to rob you, or even just trying to get away and not paying for the cheese you've stored. You start hiring rat assassins who go around the city sabotaging cheese warehouses and suppliers. You continue the expansion of the empire. What do? Bribe head officials with cheese and money. You continue to expand and you bribe the head officials with cheese and money. You continue to expand. It's not long until you have full control over the city. Now it is time to take over the world. You move your operations into the airport. Start smuggling cheese into other parts of the world. You start smuggling large quantities of cheese throughout the city and into the other major cities around the world. You make sure to bribe the right people to ensure nobody can touch you. Make a cheese throne. You start having people bring you large blocks of cheese so you can sit on them and enjoy the taste. You move your operations to the throne room as you can rule the world from there. Expand the cheese operations. You continue to expand the operations of the empire, ensuring you have a monopoly on all large-scale cheese smuggling. You increase your security and protect your numerous interests. Establish the cheese narco-state. You officially establish the state of the cheese empire and give yourself the emperor title. The empire is effectively a single large drug lab, factory and smuggling operation. Spread cheese influence. You spread the influence of the empire buying and selling large slices of various cities around the world. Consolidate power through foreign campaigns. You force the world to operate through your proxies. You attempt to gain access to the holy lands of religions desiring to force them to become centers of the empire. You spend immense amounts of money attempting to bribe foreign politicians into your service. You establish the empire as a major power, allowing you to make demands of governments and having representatives. You absorb all foreign nations with influence. You buy off all foreign forces and incorporate the newly renamed nation into the empire. You incorporate them into a system of protection so you never have to worry about them again. Decided to continue experiments into developing an immortality drug, this time focusing on cheese. Focus on a single type of cheese, many in existence, hoping it would lead to success. Many years pass as you put countless hours into creating the drug. Yet you finally complete it, and eagerly await for the results. You find after much trial and error, you have developed a new drug. You're overjoyed, probably inject yourself with a massive dose. Nothing happens. Nothing happens, what? Wait for the effects. Wait patiently, as you know the effects will not be instantaneous. Still, you're confident they will come soon. After an unknown period of time, find the drug kicking in, and you become immortal. So the minutes turn into hours, the hours turn into days, and the days turn into months. Nothing happens. For a long while now, you have been immortal. It is only now that you realize what this means. Although you would have preferred a more artistic method of attaining this power than injecting myself with a crazy amount of drugs, this will have to do. You wait patiently, and after many more years pass by, you begin to get worried. You have no reason to fear now, not even death. In the meantime, you continue your work to help the world. You build orphanages, yes. You continue your work, soon find that you're bored as hell. You decide to spend your endless riches, helping the world in a more positive way. You continue to wait. You wait and wait some more. Continue your immortal life of luxury, and eventually find yourself bored out of your mind. You wait, you continue to wait, and as time passes you find yourself continuously getting bored of waiting. You remain in a state of boredom for so long that you begin to think that you might as well be waiting, so you give up. As you lay in your throne, you ponder the meaning of life. You ponder the meaning of life and wonder if there is meaning to life at all. Perhaps you're just a collection of chemicals that happen to replicate. Does life have meaning? Does anything? It is hard to tell. You continue thinking. You think about anything and everything until you finally fall asleep. But it is a restless sleep, as your mind wanders again. You sit on your throne, waiting patiently. Time passes as you wait, but nothing happens. Eventually, you fall asleep, and sleep for what seems like weeks. You sleep for eons. Your throne represents your entire world. Your world is so small, the throne so large and grand. As you wait patiently in your throne, time passes slowly, and you wait for an eternity. Finally, you begin to detect the first stirrings of change. The air itself seems to be changing, the very atmosphere pushing you to move. As you watch the world change before your eyes, the cheese you nibbled on some time ago has begun fermenting, and you find yourself surrounded by a strange, powerful energy. Billions of years have passed, but yet you remain. The earth has become uninhabitable, yet you remain. The universe has died, yet you remain. Everything has happened, and yet you remain. But no matter what happens, you'll never move from this seat. You wait for the end, and you know it is coming soon. You don't want to leave this seat, but you know it's inevitable. You have waited for so long that time itself has become frozen. You watch as the first thing in a newly created universe is you. Time has restarted and your existence has begun all over again. Yeah, I'm not fucking reading that. I'm just gonna leave it here. Okay, you can read it, bye.